Because we're just starting this section and I saw so many errors in the homework, I wanted to go ahead and give you my video of me doing this. So let's start with the first problem. So the first problem says f of x equals 2x minus 5. That's a line, so intuitively I know the slope of that line is 2. But using the power rule, so let me just do this. Using the power rule, what I can see is f prime of x equals 2 because of the power rule telling me to write down the coefficient and then x to the first, the 1 comes down times the 2, and then it's times x to the 0, which just goes to 1. So that's why I have f prime of x equals 2. Okay, the next one, number 3, I'll do it this way first. F prime of x equals 5x to the 4th. Okay, that should be pretty easy and pretty straightforward. Okay, a quick point. You cannot just say f of x equals x to the 5th equals 5x to the 4th. That makes no sense. If you don't have this prime notation, your work is all incorrect. And I had at least one person, if not 2 or 3, have no prime notation whatsoever. So it looks like you didn't take any derivatives, even though I knew that you thought you were. Okay, so bring the 2/3 down in front. So I'm bringing the 2/3 down in front times x to the 2/3 minus 3/3 makes that negative 1/3. Okay, the next one, I'll change color just to give you some contrast. Your first step should be to write this as f of x. Notice I didn't change it yet, so I'm just saying f of x equals, and that's x to the, I think that's 1/5. So this is x to the, 1/5 power. Okay, so that derivative is going to be f prime of x equals 1/5 x. 1/5 minus 5/5 is to the negative 4/5. Okay, for number 9, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring that denominator up, and when you do that, you get f of x equals x to the negative 2. Now take your derivative. F prime of x equals negative 2x to the negative 3. Okay, the next one is x to the negative 5/7. So that's going to be f prime of x equals negative 5/7 times x to the negative 12/7, because I went more negative by 7/7. 13 is a constant, and therefore the derivative of a constant is 0. Okay, when you rewrite your f of x, you should be getting x to the negative 1/3. So then your derivative will be negative 1/3 x to the negative 4/3. Okay, I'll start the next column now. F of x equals negative 3x plus 7. So that's just going to be f prime of x equals negative 3. And I have x to the 19th. So f prime of x equals 19x to the 18th. Bring it down by 1 power. Okay, so this I'm going to rewrite. Notice when I rewrite, I do not change notation, and I use notation. So this is x to the negative 1/2. So f prime of x will be negative 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 minus 2/2 is negative 3/2. Okay, next one. This is 4/3, so f prime of x is 4/3 x. Okay, 4/3 minus 3/3 is 1/3. This next one's just a constant. The derivative of a constant, the slope of a horizontal line, is 0. Okay, notice what's going to happen here. When I bring this up, the sign changes to a positive. And I've made an error. That's not my derivative yet. So I'm going to go back and fix that. Okay, this is f to x to the 5. So therefore, f prime of x equals 5x to the 4. Okay, the next one, this is rewritten. F of x equals x to the negative 1/7. And I had all kinds of different answers for these problems, so look at these closely. Negative 1/7 x to the negative 8/7. And the last one on our little list is needs to be rewritten. So f of x equals x to the 1/5. So f prime of x equals 1/5 x to the, so 1/5 minus 5/5 to the negative 4/5. Okay, so you want to look this over. What you should absolutely see on your paper is notation, notation, notation. If you don't have this prime notation, you are incorrect. Some people had double x's places. They had x to a power and then x to a single. For example, I saw that for number 14. So check your number 14. Make sure you don't have anything doubled. I also saw it for number 15 for some reason. So check those. Remember, these are from the textbook. So all the odd problems are indeed in the back of the book. They'll give you the answer. They won't show you how to get it, but at least you'll be able to double check to see whether you're doing it the correct way because your answer matches. Okay, so I hope that helps. And you've got to just practice. Be systematic about your approach, and you will be highly successful.